All right, guys, welcome back. Jordan Stanley Payne, Multifamily Mafia. Thanks for being here. Greatly appreciate you. Thanks for the support. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and leave us a review, just so we know that we're doing a good job or know what we can be doing better on. So, look, today I want to talk a little bit about buy and hold. This is my game. This is what I do. This is what I'm good at. I've been buying and holding just over 2 years. Been very fortunate enough to build a very large portfolio. Actually, two portfolios, one very large, one's on its way up to being a second large portfolio. I've accomplished all of that using none of my own money, none of my own credit. I'm not educated. I barely graduated from school. I did not go to college. But I figured it out, and I was willing to get creative. So I'm going to start this off a little bit just talking about probably some of the biggest misconceptions about buying and holding. A lot of people want financial freedom. A lot of people have been listening to me long enough where they understand that passive income is the only way to achieve that. True financial freedom means you're not a slave. You don't have to trade time for money. So a lot of the misconceptions when it comes to buy and hold is in no particular order. Number one, I need to have a lot of deals under my belt, whether it is in the wholesale fix and flip, so that I have credibility so that people will want to work with me. Whether it's a seller, whether it's a buyer, whether it's a private money lender, a bank, title company, any of that. Guys, if we had to wait until we had credibility, nobody would have ever started. When I started, what credibility did I have? Nothing. So we've got to shift our mindset from being credible to, damn it, I just want to solve problems for people. I just want to bless people. I just want to help people. Whatever their problem is, whatever their situation is, I'm going to listen and I'm going to figure out if I can help them. Guys, if you can help solve people's problems, you think they're going to care exactly how many deals you've done? No, they're not going to care. So that's number one. I need a bunch of deals under my belt, et cetera, to be credible. You don't. You guys, you just really don't. Number two, I need to be bankable. Guys, you are implying, or people are implying, that the only way to close a buy and hold deal is that you go to a bank, you put 20%, 25% down, you've got great credit, you do a credit application, you do a profit and loss statement for yourself personally or your business, you qualify, and they fund it traditionally. Guys, that is one of many different ways to get into a buy and hold deal. Often it is our least favorite way. Out of all the different ways that I've done a deal, working with a bank is my least favorite. I do it the least often. So why is that? Well, in the beginning, it's because I didn't have good credit. I wasn't bankable. I went to a bunch of different banks because I didn't know any better. You guys, if you guys are listening to me, you now know better. I went to a bunch of different banks because I didn't know better. And I went in there, I filled out all the paperwork. I did exactly what they told me to do. I wore a nice button-up shirt with a tie and did my hair all fancy. And, I shaved that morning, and I got rejected and then rejected again, and then again and again and again. I wasn't bankable. So guys, that's number two. Number two, the myth is that you have to be bankable. So with that is, you have to have good credit. Kind of those are two, one and the same. Guys, again, if you are solving somebody's problem, do you think they're going to ask you what your credit score is? They're drowning. They're drowning. You come out to save them, and they say, hey, wait, before you save me, what's your credit score? That's not how the world works, guys. There are a lot of people out there that we can help. There are a lot of people out there that desperately need our help. Pre-foreclosure, they're not paying their mortgage. Probate, somebody died. Tax delinquent, they didn't have enough money to pay their taxes. Inherited property, they inherited a piece of shit property that they can't afford to fix up. There's, the list goes on and on and on and on. There are people out there that desperately need our help. Credit is not going to matter to them. Let's see, what else? What else is bullshit? Obviously, we don't have to be licensed real estate agents to buy properties ourselves. Obviously, we don't have to put 20% down. There are some situations where you may have a down payment. Yes, I'm not saying that there isn't, but that's not the only way. My first buy and hold property was a piece of shit, 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-story property, brick, the tar layered roof. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It was in a market that I'd never been to in my life, about 3 hours away from me. I found this property on Craigslist. They wanted $40,000. Not knowing what the hell I was doing, I was brand new. I offered them $30,000. My partner was bankable, so we were able to go to a bank, and they wanted $6,000 down. Barely could afford it. So we got into it for $6,000 down, and we sold it. Again, here's the creative part. This is what this podcast is about. I sold it a week later for $10,000 down. The terms were this. Remember, I bought it for $30,000. My mortgage on it was $24,000. Remember, I put $6,000 down. I sold it like this: $60,000, $10,000 down, owner financing, 8% interest for 10 years. See, guys, this is a process. And this podcast, I'm going to be taking you through a process. My journey is probably a little bit more unique than some people's. My story is probably a little bit unorthodox. That's okay. So guys, within a week, although I did use my own money on one deal, well, partially my own money on one deal, I never considered that using my own money because I sold it 7 days down the road for $10,000. So I got my money back. We put $4,000 in the bank. We cash flowed. We found a tenant buyer, right? Owner financing. We cash flowed $400 for 10 months. Now we're up 8. Remember, 4 within a week. And then 4,000 over 10 months because he was paying $400 above and beyond. And then we sold the paper. I'm introducing a new term to you guys right now. We sold the paper, that note that we created between us and the guy that bought it. That's called an agreement. Some people call it paper. We sold that, and after we paid off the bank, we put another 20-ish in our pocket. So my very first buy and hold made, 30 grand on it, 28 grand on it, something like that, in 10 months. That cash flow and that down payment from that first property got me into my second property. It was a 6-plex, owner financing. Again, I got into it using nothing because I didn't use my own money. 6-plex, I think we got into, I don't even remember, it's a couple years ago. I think we got into it for like $10,000. Guys, I'm going to be sharing these stories with you so you can see a progression from broke, little money, no credit, not bankable, to a multi-million-dollar portfolio and almost a second multi-million-dollar portfolio. I named this podcast Multifamily Mafia because I want to create a community of people that are radically shifting the culture of their cities. And these people are doing that with creative financing and doing shit the right way. You're going to hear me say a lot of things that gurus explain different. You're going to hear me say a lot of things that are a little bit controversial. Maybe you heard it different in your Facebook group that you're a part of. Maybe your mentor or your guru explained it differently. That's okay. I'm not going to beg you to believe me. I'm not going to beg you to listen to me or take action. But those of you that do, I think you're going to do really, really well. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Tell your friends about this. Make sure you subscribe, leave us a review. I'm going to, as of right now when I'm recording this, I have not published this out to the public yet. Nobody knows about it. I haven't advertised it yet. I'm trying to get some episodes kind of in queue before I launch it. So recap, there's a lot of bad misconceptions about buy and hold. There's a lot of people that do not understand how generating wealth actually works. I think another couple that I forgot. Let me just finish really quickly with these two. Guys, you do not have to go get hard money. Hard money. There's gonna be a full topic on hard money. But you don't have to go out and get a hard money loan. Hard money lenders prey on people that are A, not creative enough to find private money, and B, do not qualify for a bank loan. They prey on those people. So the misconception that I want to debunk here is that you don't need to use hard money. I'm going to teach you how to find private money. Truly private money. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, Multifamily Mafia. If you want to join my free Facebook group, that is the Jordan Payne Network. That is a free Facebook group. I teach in there off and on. I've got some other high-level people in there as well. If you want to follow me on, let's see, my Facebook page and Instagram is at The Kingdom Real Estate. And my Snapchat is The Kingdom REI. Thanks, guys. Have a good week, and we will talk to you soon.